Welcome to the wonderfully weird world of Hytopia, where fashion is everything and Links travel in packs of 3. It's the setting for the equally weird game that is The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. And that game is the focus of this video, where we'll be messing around with glitches to make things even weirder. So if you don't know, and I'm just gonna assume you don't, this is one of those multiplayer-centric Zelda games, sorta like Four Swords Adventure, but without Purple Link.
We shouldn't talk about Purple Link.
In this one, players venture into the Drablands, alongside 2 human players if you're in multiplayer, or 2 doppelgangers called Doppels in single player. You can probably guess which one I went with. When you go out into the Drablands, you can wear one of many different outfits, which each have some sort of added effect. The only exception to this is the default Hero's Tunic, which is what I wore for most of this video. Still, the power of a good outfit cannot be overlooked. As you'll see, some help in pulling off glitches and others are just useful in other ways. The Tri-Suit, for example, gives you extra energy, dodge chance, heart, and rupee discoverability when worn with 2 links also in the Tri-Suit. It's pretty cool, and it also lets you decipher the secret message in Hytopia Town, which is the secret to everybody. Some of the outfits double as fun references to other games, like the Hammerwear and Cozy Parka. Most importantly, the Timeless Tunic lets you cosplay a Minecraft, but not really. Still, its boxy visage is quite fitting, cause I'd like to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. As you may know, Squarespace is a great way to make a website. It's flexible, meaning you can make any kind of site, and it being an all-in-one platform means you don't have to worry about plugins, updates, or patches ever. You can get started with one of their awesome website templates, which you could then customize to fit your needs. As such, creating a stylish website is a breeze. Also, Squarespace sites use a responsive design that automatically resizes based on the size of the browser window being used. That, along with their device view tool, means you can be sure your website looks good on every device every time. If all of this looks good to you, head over to squarespace.com/DPadGamer using the link in the description and start your free trial today. Then, when you're ready, you can use code DPadGamer at checkout for 10% off your first purchase. Once more, that's squarespace.com/DPadGamer and code DPadGamer. Also, thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. With that, we're ready to tackle the Drablands. There are 8 different areas, each made up of 4 different levels. Each of those levels are split into 4 distinct stages. The Den of Trials is also a thing, but it has its own rules, so we're just gonna sort of ignore it. All of the levels have specific items that can be used in them, but Sky Realm Sky Temple is Sky unique in that all of the items are available. That's great, because I want to learn you a thing about some items. For a quick rundown, bombs are bombs. Boomerang lets you thwack stuff, as well as pick up and retrieve allies. Bows blast arrows. Fire Glove throws fireballs, which uses the sound effect for Mario. Grip Shot is like your standard hook shot, but it could also use Link as a grippable post. Gus Jar is basically the Airzuka your parents understandably never let you have as a kid. Magic Hammer is a hammer. And Water Rod summons a simple water pillar, which is actually one of the most broken things in the game. Items all use part of your energy bar, which gradually recharges. All of the items have a certain amount of end lag, which limits how fast you can use them. The Boomerang and Grip Shot's end lag cannot be circumvented, but all of the others can be. All you gotta do is move after using the item, which cancels the lag, which means quicker item usage. This same technique also lets you cancel the end lag from throwing a link, which lets you do silly things like seeing how long you can go until you drop the link. My high score was 3. Throw lag cancelling also lets you grip shot onto a thrown link. Over flat ground, this doesn't do all that much, but it does let you get some real momentum when flinging yourself off of a ledge. That same technique can also be used with this raft in the Cove of Transitions Stage 3. If you just throw the link in the right spot, grip onto him, you'll get a hero-powered speedboat. I don't know if this is how physics should work, but I'm glad that they do here. Going back to the idea of flinging yourself off of a ledge, I should note that Link can always dash by using the L or R buttons. When you dash off of a ledge, Link falls almost immediately, meaning you don't go very far. If you cancel your dash just as you reach the edge, Link can actually maintain his momentum, which means that you travel much farther. On that topic, Sky Temple's Stage 1 has multiple floating islands. The 3rd one has water, which, oddly enough, sticks out just a few pixels beyond the edge. you can actually very carefully fall into this water by slowly walking off the edge, and then tread water midair, or even sort of swim through land, which is neat. Also, I should note that when swimming, Link can pop out onto land by moving against low ledges. If you are right up against one such ledge, and flick the analog stick towards the ledge, you can actually store the water exit action. Next time you move against a wall, Link will jump up. In Hytopia Town, if you use this glitch, you can get out of the water right about here and inside this bit of the bridge. If you fall, you'll reappear on land, so it's super easy to retry. From here, you could head to the west to reach the edge of town. Literally. When Link is beyond the edge and the camera is dipping, that means Link literally fell off of the edge into the void and then respawned at the edge. You can't do much with this, but hey, roaming out of bounds is always sorta neat. As you may notice, jumping out of the water makes a splash and noise. If you're very careful about your positioning against a corner of a ramp that goes out of some liquid, you can spam the animation very quickly. Using the Goron Garb, Link can swim in lava, which also lets you surface spam. It's like music to my rapidly deteriorating ears. Tangentially related, throughout the various levels are levers and water wheels which both act a bit odd. When a Link is thrown onto one, you can see that they sort of lock up and maintain their momentum until they fall off the other side. That's because these are objects that you're not supposed to be on, which makes them great for playing monkey in the middle with yourself. Anyways, if you fall onto them without any momentum, like by using the water rod, you'll become stuck. If all three Links get into this position, you'll be forced to restart the level entirely. While messing around with this, I realized I could actually use Link as a projectile to dislodge the other Link, which is pretty handy. Over in Water Temple Stage 2, the Link Force starts in a room with 3 metal platforms which retract upon landing on the floor below. Once down on that floor, all 3 can press the button, which raises the room's water level. You can do something weird here with the following setup. Send one Link down onto the button, and then have the other 2 totem, and then summon water pillars on the retractable platforms. Then, you could fall down onto the third Link, which retracts the platforms and raises the water level at the exact same time, which can actually freeze the water pillar in place. Surprisingly, this isn't just a visual glitch. The pillar's hitbox is still there, which makes fighting the enemies quite easy. That said, this room is also a great place to show off the Water Rod's broken nature. You see, Water Rod makes Link go up. If Link go up here, and then up again, and then Link throw Link, and then Link grab Link, boom, you're out of bounds. This also means you could just walk right over to the stage's exit. It's worth noting that the Water Rod's pillar can be bigger if wielded by a Link wearing the Torrent's robe. This makes some bits much easier, like here in Infinity Dunes Stage 1, where you can move around the invisible barrier, head to the left, pillar, toss the Link out, and out of bounds proper. There are many places where the Water Rod can be used to get out of bounds, but sometimes you don't even need an item. In the Forest Temple Stage 3, you can toss a Link out of bounds by simply standing on this ledge. I'm not sure where else to put this, but hey, you could do some more obnoxious sounding spamming using the Minecraft in Hinox Caves Stage 4. You see, this is one of those things that requires all 3 Links to stand on, which kicks off a fun minecart riding encounter. If one of the Links stands on one of the back corners, the game seems to think he's constantly falling off, then back on, then back off again, and so on. Once the third Link walks on, you get this. The speed of fall determines the speed of spam. Go fast enough and you can soft lock your game. What fun. From there, we'll hop over to the Ice Cavern area, which has levels that utilize the magic hammer. The hammer lends itself to some fun glitches. One of them is actually sort of useful. The hammer's animation briefly locks your vertical height. That means that with decent speed, you can use the hammer to essentially levitate across certain gaps. The hammer is also used to smack mole springs, which can then launch Link into the air. If you use the mole spring to launch a totem of Links and then grab them right after, they can actually briefly zip from nearby if your timing is right. If both the totem and the solo Link are on springs when doing this, it could actually displace the Link totem somewhere else. So I don't have enough brain power to understand why or how it's a thing, but it's a thing. Also a thing, in Silver Shrine Stage 2, once all 3 Links land on this platform, a number of terrapins pop up for a nice turtley ambush. A few of them are actually in a totem stack of their own. If you send a Link up and have him hammer in this spot as the terrapins pop up, it'll ruin their stack. Then if you quickly slash them, you actually doom the game. Now, the next time the hammer is used, the game will crash. In that same level, during stage 4, the gang goes up against some dead rocks. Those are enemies that, when hit with a sword, briefly turn into stone. Smacking your sword against a solid surface, like a stone, give Link some real recoil speed when on ice. If you do this in a corner, then you get a perfect way to build up enough speed that Link will shoot right through stuff, which is also a great place to visualize the hammer levitation. Much like almost everything else in this video, it's basically pointless, but look at him go. Jumping over to the Illusion Mansion, which is the first level in the ruins, the game introduces color-coded platforms. These are only solid for the Link of the corresponding color. Other Links will fall right through. Surprisingly, you can delay falling by repeatedly pressing B, L, or R, preferably all three to make sure that you're always hitting the right timing. Link will continue to repeat the animation and get drawn towards the center of the platform. If you are somehow playing with like actual humans, one of them can save you, which avoids losing a heart. A potentially more useful glitch involves fences. You see, when tossing something or someone at a Link, naturally he will catch it. The catch hitbox is quite forgiving, which means that a Link can actually catch his friend while on the other side of thin walls, like with fences. This might be useful in some of the challenges. Maybe. On that topic, in this game, after sort of beating the game, you unlock Drabland challenges. These are optional tasks which modify the various levels in various ways. Some of the levels have challenges to escort an orb to its pedestal, which is usually near the Triforce exit panels. The pedestal for the orb, and also pot, which I think has the same logic, seems to have an equally forgiving catch hitbox. At a certain distance, the orb will always land in the pedestal. This even includes when you're tossing from a vertical distance that should just not work, but does. I guess Link is almost as good a basketballer as Mario. Cause you know, in the words of the wise old man, whoop, there it is. Now, I don't think I want to try-force the runtime to be any longer, so let's end things here. Thanks for watching this video, big thanks to my channel members for their support, and a totem-sized thanks to Pseudonymous, Jermanger, Achilles Rhodes, and Captain Crayfish for being super fans. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, maybe even subscribe. There are a bunch more Zelda Easter egg and glitch videos on the channel, so check those out if you want. That's about it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.